So how about a Cub Cadet 982 Kubota diesel swap project update? Okay, so engine mounts made, bolted. Solid mounts are mint. We don't need no rubber engine mounts to wear out. So the oil pan that was on this engine is a goofy little thing. It had that tit sticking out of the back and the fill poured on the side, and that was the drain, the tit out of the back with the rubber hose jammed on it. I thought, now I want a proper oil pan. Ironically, the 2 cylinders out of the APU units, since the oil pans come up over the front cover, they have the same size oil pans as the 3 cylinders. Well, you can tell because the 3 cylinders is bolted to the 2 cylinder. And I took this proper oil pan with a proper drain off of the 2 cylinder and cut it out to fit around the axle. And I'm not going to stick it back in there to show you because I have it all cleaned up and ready to go get welded, because I'm going to have this one professionally done, professionally TIG welded. Because mine I MIG'd on my 2-cylinder wide frame Cub and it seeps. So being that this is not my tractor, I want it just that much better. So insert pictures here. So yeah, there's that. The drive shaft is all in there. This is out of the 1864 or 62, whatever it was, Cub Cadet. And we didn't have to cut it or anything. And I used the adapter that bolts to the Kohler flywheel. And then this is off of a 1772 that had the rubbers wore out. And originally there was a bronze bushing in the center to hold the drive shaft in place, and there's 2 bushings there where that adapter's bolted onto that plate. And so like I said, the rubbers wore out on it, and it kind of like smeared the bronze bushing and kind of screwed up the 2 other bushings. Just cut all the bushings off of it, and the holes bolt lined up right for that Kohler style adapter. So I just made that work. So now we got a complete drive shaft in there. Let's open the hood up. Whoop. Oh yeah, I'm thinking about fuel tanks already, which that's about 1.25 gallons, I think, and that's all that's really in my 2-cylinder, and that thing sips fuel. So we'll see. I'm going to see if I can find something a little bit better, but I'm thinking it's going to have to go right in here because I'm not sure. I don't know, we'll see. This is going to end up a little bit differently than like a 1772, so I'm not sure what I'm going to be able to do as far as putting a battery there, but we'll see. If I can put the battery there, I'll put the battery there, and I'll put the fuel tank under the seat, but I don't know. Anyway, the drive shaft clears just fine, and if you look down there, the grease clears. Hold on, let's see if I can get the light in there. Doesn't look like it, but it does clear. Oh, there. Yeah, that really doesn't look like it in that shot, but it does clear. A miss is as good as a mile. Next up, I'm going to have that oil pan welded up, like I said. Once it gets back, we're going to slap it on, and I'm going to fire it up and just make sure that the drive shaft's happy the way it is. And I've never heard this engine run, so I just want to see it run. And as long as that's all good, then I'm going to take, and I got to have this hydraulic line made longer because it would have normally been, it normally went like that. Actually, if I tie that up, that should be all right. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe what I'll do, instead of having a new hydraulic line made, I'll just turn that fitting some. Because before, where it was there, well, you can see it's going to rub the CV joint there. So if I turn that fitting and have it up here like this, should be all right. So then I don't have to have a new hydraulic line made. Right on. So as long as it runs all right and the drive shaft's happy, then we'll get focused on a fuel system, which the more I think about it, the more I like this, because it's going to line up with the hole there. And you know, honestly, if you don't look at it close enough and the side panels are on, you might just think it's just a regular 982. I mean, other than the exhaust coming out the side, because I'll have to cut the slot out of the side panel like the diesels have. And of course, I think we're going to go with the same radiator that's in my other diesel, or my diesel Cub that I built. That the early Mini Cooper radiator. It's 15, or total overall cap to the lowest point on the radiator is 16 tall and 11 inches wide, and there's more than enough room for that in there. And then we'll focus on the PTO and all the wiring and whatnot, and the shut off and throttle linkage, which that shouldn't be hard, and intake, the exhaust. I'm sure we're just going to put a stack on it. And I think what I'm going to do is try and utilize as much of the factory wiring as I can, as far as like the PTOs wires and stuff go, like the rear PTO, because this has rear PTO and rear 3-point.
Ooh, look.
So I got to keep that all functional, but we'll do what we can. So I'm really excited about this. This one's really going quick. I mean, it's a lot easier. This has so far been a lot easier than my other diesel Cub, obviously, because this is a much bigger tractor, much more room, easier to fit this in. It's easier to fit the 3-cylinder in this than it was to fit the 2-cylinder in my wide frame. But a lot of that was because that one's a gear drive, and I had space issues because of the clutch. But yeah, this one looking good. Anyway, there's just a little bit of an update on this, and in the next video, which hopefully is later this week, we should be firing it up for a little test fire. That'd be awesome. So until the next video, guys, take care. I hope you enjoyed watching this one, and if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And like I said, till next time, take care.